Sung means to let something go. It means relaxation. I don't know the exact translation, but it's to relax, to let it go. Okay. So one of the things that the Shaolin did is, you would know, as any, if they were worth their salt as great fighters, they could do something with their right hand, and they could also do it equally well with their left hand. Mere mortals, if we're right-handed, you know, I could play tennis with my right hand. I couldn't I couldn't play tennis at all with my left hand. I could punch with my right hand, but my left hand's pretty weak. But the Shaolin were equal from both sides. If they could kick with their right, they could kick with their left. If they could hit you with a bow staff here, they could hit you with a bow staff the other way. They had everything back and forth. And the way they would do it is, when you're training with your right hand, let's say you have a bow staff or a sword or whatever it is you're training with in the martial arts. You're training, and as you're training, your offhand is just naturally, you're not paying attention to it, it's just doing whatever it's doing. But then they would put the thing in their left hand. And if you and I put it in our left hand, it's all awkward. It's totally different. What they did, and you can do this right now, is they would just shut off the right arm, just let it hang. And then they would just, it's called sung. It's gone. The right arm doesn't exist. It's gone. And they were able to train with the left hand with all, and the right arm is just gone. It's just turned
Wow.
off. And they were able to do anything. You could write with your left hand, do artwork with your left hand. And the only way, and the way you would do it, like my arm is off. Remember we did that meditation where we rose above into the light. And I said, look down on your body. And what's the one thing I told you to notice? Your body does not move. It has no mind of its own. Your body, this arm will stay here until I tell it to come out. It's called sung. You can do it with both arms. And it won't move unless you tell it to move. Right? So this is something you can work with. But now I want to take it a level higher. And it goes to the essence of the Taoist principle of action through no action. What they were able to do, and the Taoists understood this, and the Shaolin understood this. What the Taoists were able to do, when they say, when you read the Tao Te Ching and it says action through no action, effort through no effort, you know what I mean, right? What does that really mean? They were able to apply sung, relaxation, disconnection, to everything, including the mind. It
Wow.
won't come back until you tell it to come back. Just let it go. And what you realize when you're in this state for a few minutes, you really don't want to stand up, because whatever it was I was going to do wasn't going to be worth it. It was just going to be a lot of effort. See, we operate, we're in the constant forward motion, constant, autopilot, doing stuff, and we have which we are not aware of it. We're just, there's this force inside of us that's just always pushing us to do the next thing, pushing us to do the next thing. Everything that we're doing, 99% of what we're doing
I'm
is
at my desk.
just a waste. Was no point in doing it. It's just, you just feel like you have to do something because you're quiet now. Oh, I got to get up. I got to check my email. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to go eat. Just sung. Not just your body, but the mind. You can have your eyes open, closed. There's absolutely no reason to move, because whatever it was you were going to do was just a habit. It was just something you were going to do anyway. It really wasn't going to do anything. So by doing this, you realize this is called action through no action. You can get things done by simply not doing anything. So when I say sung, first of all, I'm disconnecting. Every single bone in my body is disconnected. The only thing that moves is the diaphragm and the lungs a little bit, not a deep breathing exercise. And you're also shutting off the mind. You just turn the off switch, just like you turn off your arms and your hands, and turn your mind off. And if you keep your eyes open, you'll realize you're completely aware, completely aware. You can do this while you're driving. And every time you drive, when you remember to be in this mindset, it's like you're seeing everything. You're seeing, oh, I didn't know there was a such and such store here. I didn't know that. Oh, wow, I never saw that before. Because you're seeing everything. When you're in your house, you're seeing, but because your mind isn't going a million miles an hour, your body isn't constantly going. Remember that meditation? We're going 100 miles an hour. Where are we going? What are we doing? So what is all that? Where are we going? What is the point? And that's what you start to realize when you're in this this meditative, or not even a meditative state, when you switch everything off, you realize, what was I doing? What was the point? What is the point? And Sung does not involve television. It does not involve eating. It just involves just being right where you are, walking to where you want to walk, do what you want to do, journaling. And now you're in Sung, and now I'm journaling. I'm paying 100% attention to what I'm writing. Everything's flowing. And you can literally, what the Shaolin understood, they understood this both physically and mentally, but they also understood, as did Taoists in China, understood Sung is off. Everything's off, and especially the mind. That's the most important thing. And as soon as you feel yourself that urge to move, where did that come from? And what were you really going to do? That's better than just blissing out, just being. This is this idea of action through no action, being in a state of non-being.